Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Winklerverse. I'm Bart Winkler coming at you on August 26th. Shit, it's one of my brother's birthdays. Glad I did this because I looked at the date to save the date, and I probably would have forgotten about that. So I will have to text him uh, after this. Happy birthday. A couple of things to discuss. The Packers 53-man roster has been set. It's important you guys know this, though. Okay. It's important you know this. The 53-man roster that they set today, that doesn't mean it's going to be the actual roster come week one. Teams have a week and a half to try to hem out the edges of their roster and maybe make some deals and maybe make some changes. And other people are going to get cut. So nothing is set in stone entirely for week one, but it is important to remember that as we discuss that here today. Also, the Brewers schedule has come out in 2026, and thanks, I hate it. And obligatory mention, congrats to Travis and Taylor. Two of my friends, they live down the street. They recently got engaged, and I'm very proud of them. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift also getting engaged. So very big day all the way around. All right, the Packers schedule. Nope, conflated the two. The Packers roster came out, and I'm not sure there's any surprises. I don't know where people were at with watching as intently the third string and fourth string roster battles. I feel like there is a world that I am privy to, and we're all privy to it, where we're following the people that are doing great coverage. Okay. We're following the people who are plugged in inside and out and connecting these dots and trying to figure out who's going to be on the roster. And then when we watch the preseason game, I don't feel like we're watching that as much. I feel like we're just like, oh, can I get jello shots at my local watering hole? And I just, it's better when they win than when they don't win. Or I watched a series and now it's going to be on in the background as I'm doing whatever else I'm doing. But there are intense battles happening throughout on this team. And I think the name that is the biggest name on this that got released, I would say, is probably Isaiah Simmons. And I say that because every time the preseason game was on and I would open my phone, people were discussing Isaiah Simmons. And he got a lot of reps. He's a former first-round pick, number 8 overall the COVID year. Played for the Cardinals for a few, then the Giants. He was pretty good in Madden last year when I played him in Madden. I'm the Saints this year, and I traded for Shedeur and signed Shiloh. I play at 3 in the morning because that's the free time I have. And then I wake up at noon. But he was signed in April, and now he was cut. The thinking was he's going to be a special teamer. We're going to sign guys primarily to play on special teams. They didn't really keep a lot of guys that are going to do that. They kind of said, if you can play offense, you're on. If you can play defense, you're on. And then we'll put the special teams together as intended. The Rich Bisaccia level of I need these certain guys to make my team better. He's not getting that. He's not getting a bunch of his guys. I actually just had to double check that he was still here. For some reason, I thought we fired him. Maybe we should have. So the Packers make a handful of cuts. I'll just run through the sexy ones, I guess. Quarterback, it's 2 quarterbacks, Jordan Love and Malik Willis. They cut Clifford. They'll probably practice squad him. They cut El Gersma, who Kevin Harlan was great. He had so much research on him. I love that we get Kevin Harlan on the preseason broadcast, but I don't think there's a surprise there. The running backs, Jacobs, Wilson, and Brooks. Marshawn Lloyd, designated return. Those other guys, flyers. The wide receivers, can't say there's a surprise there. Dubs, Reed, Wicks, Golden, Heath, and Savion Williams, Christian Watson to start on the PUP list. When they signed McCole Hardman, you thought, okay, maybe there's a spot for him, but didn't seem to work out in either that room or the kicking receiving room, the kick returner room. Will Shepard, Cornelius Johnson, Julian Hicks, Isaiah Nair also cut. Packers keeping 4 tight ends as they've done: Kraft, Musgrave, Fitzpatrick, and Sims. The offensive line, I don't think there's a lot of surprises. They did make a trade, as you know, the other day. Goody's been kind of doing this the last few years, Malik Willis being one of them, a couple of other guys I'll get into. But Darian Kennard, he was originally taken by the Chiefs in the 2022 NFL draft. He then played for the Eagles. So he played 2 years with the Chiefs and then a third year with the Eagles. He's been in the league for 3 years. He's won the Super Bowl each one of those years. Now, I believe he's only played 3 regular season games with 1 start. So in the pros, he did not play as much as he's been playing in Kentucky. But hey, I've got $50 on one of these offshore betting accounts that the Packers are going to win the Super Bowl. I made that bet today at plus 1,800 odds. I'll bet I would bet it at Pato, but you know they advertise they've got Gruber disease where they advertise everywhere except for here. So I'm not just gonna like go make bets there. Maybe if you pay me, I will, or get an app, or you know don't hoard the gambling abilities. Wisconsin's an interesting state. We've got the Tavern League telling us what we can and cannot do. We've got casinos telling us what we can and cannot do. Interesting state. Ashtray of the Midwest. We were the last to ban smoking. And I applied to work for the American Lung Association in 2008 to help get rid of smoking in bars. So I'm one of those guys. We used to have restaurants that were smoking and non-smoking. And there was no divider between them. You used to be able to smoke on planes. Interesting stuff. What else do we got? Well, we got Hot Take Jake, who you going to the brewer
There he is. Yeah, buddy. We are on our way.
What are you wearing?
So this is a customized Jack Parkman jersey from Major League 2. So when I wear it, I do the little shimmy, and it makes the women here in Milwaukee puke.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Why are you wearing it to the game?
Why not? Jack Parkman was one of the greatest heels of all time. Like, one of my favorite parts of that character is that it made no sense that he just hated everybody. Like, he signed a big free agent deal and then was just a dickhead to everybody. And I'm like,
no, man, the older I get, the more sense that makes, Jake.
Sure. Like, if you get more money, you just get to be a dick.
No, you just get older and you hate everybody.
Come on, you know you're getting that national radio money.
Then why am I doing this at 5 o'clock on a Tuesday?
Because we are like, the Winklerverse is like your Brokeback Mountain. You cannot quit us.
I don't want to.
Yeah, as you shouldn't. I've got seats. We're in the first row in the right field above the bullpen. So I've actually got the old lady right now working on it into the Winklerverse sign. So if there's a home run hit, the Winklerverse will be represented tonight. So that's how much love I got for this.
I still have the Bart Winkler Show flag sitting down here somewhere.
I know, you should auction that thing off just for like, charity just being like, cash for like a new patio set or something.
No, why?
Well, that, and you've got that cardboard cutout, like auction that too. I think you'd get some buyers. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
Although the one thing I don't like about it is it does not say into the Winklerverse. That's what it should.
Well, I got to get a new one.
Well, I understand. Ego takes over at some point. You want that name repetition.
Well, no,
we got boots on the ground.
Okay, that's good. Did you have thoughts on the Packers roster?
Yeah, it's interesting that every single year there's analysis about this. The roster in like 48 hours is going to look different. The roster 3 weeks from now is going to look immensely different. And all the people that are being talked about today are not going to contribute at all this season, because if they do, your season's screwed and it's over anyway. So,
well, that's about as good as I could say it. I'm going to try to stretch it out another 10 minutes, but
yeah, I didn't mean. I mean, if you wanted my honest opinions, but no, by all means, Bart. What do you think about the Packers cut down day?
I'm going through it right now with my great analysis.
Yeah, I thought it was phenomenal. I guess if you want some true analysis, I think they're very thin at corner. They have to do something there. Unless they're just like this Nate Hobbs guy, they think he's the next, hidden gem. I don't understand it. But, yeah, I think that's definitely their biggest weakness. I like the flyer that they took on Simmons. Maybe you could uncover something, but clearly the guy's just not a football player. Kind of sucks, kind of stinky. And I think it was like he was either a starter or bust. There was no in between. He was either going to...
I didn't like that he was wearing 28 as a linebacker. 28 as a linebacker threw me off.
Every time I bring this up, I get told that I just, I'm behind the times and I need to get with it. And I'm sorry. I feel like Walter in The Big Lebowski. Like, am I the only one that gives a shit about the rules, or am I the only one that gives a shit about the sanctity of jersey numbers these days? So I don't know.
Well, I'm with you there, brother.
Like I can't. Yeah, thank you. Someone pointed out, maybe it was PDB, I think, was like, it's weird that if you watch a preseason game and you see a wide receiver and his number is in the 80s, he's likely not making the team.
Whereas, yeah, we cut number 81. We cut 81, 84, 82, and 80 today.
Isn't that wild?
It is wild.
But like wide receiver wearing number 6 is going to make the team. Like I don't like it. I think it's stupid in college, and I feel like Matthew Golden is the classic example. I won't get over it. He looks slower than he actually is because he wears number 22 to me.
Well, I'm going to let you go. There's a little feedback, but I'm just going to have fun at the game.
All right, love you. Look for us.
I'll look for the sign. Hot Take Jake and Mrs. HTJ along with that. Yeah, they cut all the receivers in the 80s. He also said something I wanted to comment on, and then I forgot. Oh, Golden. Could Malik Willis change his number to 6? I saw someone speculate that with Hardman being cut. And then could Golden change it to 2? Although 22, it's not the worst thing. 22 as a receiver is not as bad as 28 as a linebacker. But Andy Benoit, he did not like that Ty Montgomery wore 88. And he put a big stink about it. And we'll never forget that. We'll also never forget the number 25, as in 25% off each and every order at happyplacehemp.com. The seltzers. This is my lifestyle now. Is the seltzers. A 10 milligram. They got a 5, a 10, and a 20. So I did have 2 10s the other night, which maybe I'll just stick to 1 and a 5. Yeah, you're playing around. That's the fun of it. You're playing around. I thought I was sleeping standing up, and my vision or my dreams were very colorful. Some people say they only dream in black and white. Not that night. HappyPlaceHemp.com, the seltzers, the gummies, whatever you need, the pet treats to chill out your dog or your Tim Shea. Go to HappyPlaceHemp.com. Promo code is Bart, 25% off every time you use it at HappyPlaceHemp.com. 4 tight ends, 9 offensive linemen, 5 defensive ends. You can look up the roster yourself. They did cut Aaron Mosby, who some people liked. The defensive line, nothing crazy there. Nazir Stackhouse, I'll mention in a second. They kept 4 linebackers, kept 6 receivers, the cornerbacks. Nate Hobbs, Nixon, Valentine, Bo Melton, Kamal Hayden, and Micah Robinson. They did cut Kalen King, who was a 7th-round pick, first-round talent eventually. Didn't work out last year, brought him back, didn't work out this year. I think a lot of us liked him because he was thought to be a first-round talent at some point, but hasn't been able to stick. Corey Ballantyne also released. 5 safeties, McManus, Whelan, and Orzek, who they signed to a 3-year deal. This from Packers.com. Green Bay kept all of their 8 draft picks, although a couple will start on the PUP. defensive lineman Colin Oliver, offensive lineman John Williams. The roster is comprised of 41 draft picks, 12 undrafted free agents, 32 of those draft picks taken by Brian Gutekunst. Bo Melton is at cornerback. I think I glossed over him. He is at cornerback. That is a great story. 5'11", 189-pound quarterback. I did try to change him in Madden. He wasn't updated. I tried to change him to a cornerback. They moved him from a 70 receiver to a 35. So I had to switch that. Nazir Stackhouse, former Georgia defensive lineman, making the 53. This will now, as long as they keep him, be 21 years with at least one undrafted rookie on their week one roster. They kept 6 receivers for the 5th straight year. They've got 6 former Georgia Bulldogs. You're also going to see Christian Watson on the pup. Omar Brown, safety, injured reserve, could return. Marshawn Lloyd, Jacob Monk, the guard, also to miss at least 4 games. The Packers kept 11 defensive backs, the most since the 2020 season. So to Jake's concern, there's still going to be some trial by fire there. And then we'll see if there's going to be any more changes that happen in the coming days. It will be interesting to see how that plays out and to see if there's anybody that gets released that the Packers may be interested. Graham Mertz won't be released. He made the Texans roster after sucking. And Malachi Corey, who I drafted in a dynasty league last year because Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh loved him. And Aaron Rodgers said he was the best receiver in the draft. He got cut by the Jets today. Much more on these breakdowns across the league on the Bart Winkler Show tonight. Infinity Sports Network. Tommy DeVito getting cut. My guy Carlos is going crazy. He hates DeVito because DeVito, by beating the Packers, cost them maybe Jaden Daniels or even Drake May. Tommy DeVito, I was telling somebody else that worked in New York at our offices, that's a New York thing that does not fly in the flyover states. Okay. It's not cool. It's not funny. It's not clever or cute. And it's borderline, dare I say, as a 5% to 10% Italiano, racist. It's borderline. And I'm offended. It's the one nationality you could still make fun of. Hey, my people don't like it. I'm Italian. I can do whatever it was that just was. So Packers open up against the Lions. I do still like them in that game. I still like the Lions to go 0-3. They're going to lose to Green Bay. They're going to lose to Chicago with Ben Johnson coming in. That's going to be trick play city. And then they're going to lose to Baltimore. So Detroit's going to be 0-3. And that'll be a great victory lap, as is the one I'm taking, that McLaurin stay with the Commanders, that Hendrickson stay with the Bengals, and I still need Micah Parsons to stay with the Cowboys, but I feel good in that. All right, some notes on the Brewers schedule, which was released today, as they're always released in the middle of the season. It does feel a little later this year, but they release them ahead of time because a lot of these other ballparks, when they don't have games, they want to host concerts, or they want to host, movie nights, or they want to host the Savannah Bananas for some fucking reason. So there's that. The schedule comes out. I've had a big issue with baseball for a long time. They just puke out a schedule and say, here it is. There is 3 holidays, I think. There are 3 holidays, I think, every summer that you think, also, it'd be nice to go to a baseball game today. Or what time is our local night on? And that is Memorial Day, which is earlier this year, the 4th of July, which is the same day this year, and then Labor Day, which is later. I think Labor Day is on the 7th next year, the latest it can be. Memorial Day is on the 25th or 6th. 4 teams don't play on Memorial Day. 8 don't play on Labor Day. Baseball celebrating. Everyone plays on the 4th. It's a Saturday. I don't understand how they can't just print out the rough draft, look over it, figure out swing series, do something, have a Tuesday off or something. Everyone should be playing on those days. The NFL would not. I mean, the NFL's carving out the Friday, the first week of the season, Black Friday in the afternoon. There's been like government restrictions on when they cannot play on Fridays, and they found 2 separate loopholes in them. Okay. They're going up against the college football playoff. They don't give a shit. They're stealing Christmas from the NBA. They don't care. So the NBA is like, all right, well, we're going to make Sunday night's a bigger thing. And we're going to make Martin Luther King Day an even bigger thing. And baseball's just like, gosh, if they play on Saturday, that'd be nice. Otherwise, we're not going to do anything with it. And I hate it. I do. I hate it. I was telling Grant today on the Wisco Sports Show, which you can listen to right now if you're watching live. Go watch him. Watch me later. I was telling him, like, the level of outrage of things that are held, I'm not in on it. I'm not getting all upset about cheerleader. I am getting upset about MLB baseball schedule. Why can't people be as upset about that as they are? Like, let's be upset about the baseball schedule. Let's be upset that 8 different cities don't get to watch their team on Labor Day. You know, let's be upset for Tampa and Texas and Seattle and Houston and Colorado and Pittsburgh and the White Sox and the Yankees. Let's be upset about that. Also, I don't like the Brewers schedule. I don't like that we're playing all these American League teams to start. I don't like the Brewers playing all these American League teams to begin with. I think it's too much. I think it is too much. I think interleague play and the balanced schedule, I don't like it. I don't like it. And I don't like playing the Pirates and Cubs and Reds and Cardinals 19 times a year, but I would rather do that. I don't want to see the Brewers ever play the Cubs again. My heart will explode. But they finished their 12-game series. This is a division race that they're just going to have to scoreboard watch the rest of the month. That doesn't seem right. So next year, the Brewers do end against the Cardinals, and they've got 6 against the Cubs in September, including Labor Day, 7, really, if you count that. Or no, it goes back. Yeah, oh, man, that's a busy week. And then 6 against the Reds also in September. But the opening schedule, they get a home game, opening days at home for the first time since 2001. White Sox, Rays, Royals, Red Sox. They don't play an American League team until April 10th when the Nationals come to town. And then it's the Blue Jays, Marlins, Tigers. They had a stretch like this year too, and every team is going to have a stretch like that. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't either we're going all the way with the American League and National League or we're not. Because I did a short about this and there were a lot of people that got mad. I don't think there should be an AL and NL MVP. I think it should just be one. The Brewers also play in Las Vegas next summer because the A's are doing a week where they play in Vegas. So we're going to Las Vegas Ballpark, home of the AAA team. The longest road trip is heading into the All-Star break. Diamondbacks, Cardinals, and Pirates. Bet already that gets swept by the Pirates in that series. And then the longest homestand is right after with the Marlins, Mets, and Rockies coming to town. So I wish baseball, I wish they played their divisions more, but also on a bigger picture, I wish baseball took a little more care in their schedule. I wish that they did do that. That is all I have for you today. We're going to do tomorrow on Wednesday. So we got a lot of meat coming your way. It'll be good to reunite with the boys who have been on separate gallivanting adventures. So we'll do that coming up. In the meantime, go get some gummies so that by the time we air that show, you're popping one to max enjoy. And it looks like my Wi-Fi is shitty. We will talk to you tomorrow. Thanks as always for stopping